the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm gonna go in there and do a job. I'm gonna wanna hurt him. You know, I'm gonna wanna really hurt him in the ring. That's what I wanna do. That's what I'm here to do.
But there are levels to boxing, and if these small guys are able to show you things that you had no idea that you were vulnerable to in a boxing ring, what happens when someone who hits 4, 5, 6 times as hard as that does the exact same thing to you and lands it on your chin?
Anthony Joshua commented on Jake Paul's recent training footage, noting that Paul's self-belief has tipped into obvious overconfidence. Joshua said Paul rates himself so highly that he truly imagined taking on a heavyweight title holder was sensible. To Joshua, the notion that Paul felt prepared to meet him illustrated how far removed Jake is from the standards of top-level boxing.
Pride Jake Paul of having that maybe you haven't seen in other competition you faced so far?
From a physical aspect, I couldn't even mention it at the minute. But from a mental aspect, he offered me the fight. Normally, I'm offering people fights. He's told me, come and fight.
Anthony Joshua stressed the distinction between physical stature and genuine boxing skill, noting that even if Jake Paul were bigger than Gervonta Davis, the lightweight standout would still surpass him because Davis carries abilities, timing, and natural instincts that cannot be taught. Joshua's aim was never to compare them as potential opponents, but rather to emphasize that expertise prevails over size when the difference in experience is extremely large indeed for sure.
He would have struggled in some aspects, but I think he would have got the victory.
Think Gervonta would have got the victory?
Yes, I do, because of his counter-punching ability. So I think he would have, you know how he done with Frank Martin, kept his tight guard, took some shots on the gloves, figured out.
Former heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz shared advice with Jake Paul drawn from his own boxing journey, urging him to remain grounded, trust in himself, and not let fear dominate as the bout with Anthony Joshua nears. He highlighted that confidence is crucial against a dangerous heavyweight, as hesitation can ruin a fighter before a single punch lands. Speaking from experience, particularly recalling when almost no one expected him to beat Joshua in 2019, yet he stunned the world with a remarkable upset. Ruiz's message was not that belief alone guarantees victory, but that fear is the fastest way to crumble under pressure. Confronting an opponent of Joshua's size, strength, and precision demands mental resilience as much as physical preparation. And Ruiz emphasized that courage and clear thinking are vital if Jake hopes to withstand such a formidable challenge.
Scared and do what you gotta do, you know, ask God for that victory and he will come through, and just be fearless, you know, that's what you gotta do. You gotta be fearless and give it all you got, you know.
Any secret to boxing a guy like
just get him with the right hand. That's what Jake Paul's looking for, the right hand. And if he lands, he could do good damage. So a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul, but in reality, he's a good fighter and he's dedicated, and that's what I like about him.
You get on the phone with Jake before the fight?
I haven't, but I'm gonna hit him up. And try to give him some little pointers, huh?
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
hey, look, I want to see you get back in the ring too. What's the
April,
deal?
we're April. I'm starting camp already next month, and in April we're getting down, baby. It should be in Los Angeles or in Vegas, but I'm gonna be training with Manny Rose.
Legendary ring announcer Michael Buffer acknowledged that Jake and Logan Paul have injected a new wave of attention into boxing, particularly by drawing younger fans who might not otherwise follow the sport. He commended their skill in creating excitement, shaping storylines, and attracting huge audiences, which has undeniably benefited the industry. Yet Buffer stressed that entertainment and genuine in-ring danger are entirely different matters. Regarding Jake facing Anthony Joshua, he sounded far more cautious, noting that Joshua is not merely a famous name, but one of the most powerful punchers in contemporary heavyweight boxing. Buffer warned that Jake must greatly enhance his defensive abilities, as Joshua's strength is unlike anything he has faced before. Promotional hype and social media fame offer No protection when standing opposite a former unified world champion who has stopped elite fighters. Once the bell rings, popularity cannot safeguard a fighter. And Buffer's comments served as a serious reminder that moving from influencer level opponents to a proven heavyweight powerhouse carries substantial career risks.
So Jake and Logan, first of all, are fantastic athletes. You know, what Logan does with the WWE and what Jake does with boxing, knocks people out and everything. And they both have massive fan bases. And for me, it's great to see people get young people that follow them that didn't have they don't remember Ali or Joe Frazier or whatever. It's not in their wheelhouse. So it's great to see them developing fight fans and a big fight atmosphere. So it's very exciting.
These two stood face to face, and the comment section on the internet was going crazy. They were like, call the ambulance now, basically. Anthony Joshua looks dangerous standing next to him.
Anthony Joshua is, at this time, and has been for years, the biggest puncher in boxing. He's a devastating puncher. So I got to give Jake a lot of credit for wanting to take this fight.
Yeah, it's not. A lot of people saying it's not smart. If he somehow was able to surprise the world, what does this do for him?
The word would be surprised if he shocked the world. But that's exactly why you got to give him credit. He wants to do it. He trains hard, he works hard, and he has a lot of faith in himself. So we'll see what happens.
Technically, though, what's the biggest concern for you? What's the biggest tip you could give Jake, knowing that you watched Anthony so many times?
Commentator Aries Spears spoke candidly about the clear imbalance in the fight, suggesting that if Anthony Joshua were to lose to Jake Paul, many would instantly assume the bout was staged, given the vast difference in size and experience. Spears did not accuse anyone directly, but highlighted how implausible a Joshua defeat would seem to the public, as his experience, power, and background make losing to Paul almost unimaginable, reflecting just how stark the mismatch appears to fans.
Anthony Joshua loses this, the fight was fixed. Because now he's fighting a real fighter.
Right. And, unlike Gervonta, who was physically a lot smaller than him, Anthony Joshua was 245 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's taking this fight.
Well, I think he's tired of people saying he's not legitimate.
Well, I mean,
and the whole
thing fighting non-legitimate people.
Right. So the whole critique has been, you want to be considered legitimate? Fight somebody legitimate.
Right, because even the Gervonta fight I thought was not legitimate because the weight class is so different.
Right.
Now, Gervonta's a beast in his weight class.
But he's,
you're fighting someone way bigger.
That'd be like me fighting Gary Coleman. You know what I mean?
Boxing analyst Joey Knight pointed out that Jake Paul's choice to face Anthony Joshua is motivated more by business strategy than competitive reasoning. Knight explained that Paul understands high-profile fights against established opponents generate huge global attention and revenue regardless of the outcome. He noted Jake's strong grasp of the financial side of modern boxing, leveraging media, social platforms, and fan engagement to maximize profit. However, Knight warned that financial gain does not reduce the very real physical risks, as Joshua's power, experience, and technical skill make him an extremely dangerous opponent. The threat is heightened because Jake may underestimate facing a seasoned heavyweight who has consistently battled world-class fighters. Beyond the glamour, viral marketing, and lucrative paychecks, Knight stressed that the fight carries serious career consequences if Paul fails to respect the challenge and inherent dangers of taking on such a dominant fighter. Knight added that while defeating Paul offers Joshua no real prestige other than financial reward, the bout demonstrates Joshua's world-class pedigree, and Paul has earned recognition for capturing global attention, with the entire world talking about him.
A lot of cash, maybe not as much as the Anthony Joshua fight, but a lot of cash, and can still have a serious chance of going on to earn even more paydays, whereas the damage that it could do to his body could be irreversible for that opportunity to earn money in a boxing career going forward. So is this the retirement bag, or do you actually think you can win? Because I read a study recently, and I believe it said something along the lines of men overemphasize or overcalculate their ability to fight by about 500 times. And I'm saying Jake Paul would probably need to be 500 times better to stand a chance against Anthony Joshua. And I can't get how he doesn't already know this. Surely he has sparred with heavyweights. Surely the recent sparring that he had with the likes of Shakur Stevenson and with the likes of Ray Ford, amongst others, Badu Jack, surely that would have taught you that there are levels to boxing. And if these small guys are able to show you things that you had no idea that you were vulnerable to in a boxing ring, what happens when someone who hits 4, 5, 6 times as hard as that does the exact same thing to you and lands it on your chin? The whole reason of why I know where I am in the influencer boxing scene, in the misfit scene, is because of the level that I have sparred at. I've sparred boys that have gone on to box for world titles. I've sparred with English champions, and I've sparred with